good.
Alright. Hey guys, Brandon TJ here on behalf of Mako Sports. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. We really appreciate all the support, and today we'll be doing a Q&A for you guys.
Alright, so favorite knot by NBA Zaldua 22. Brandon doesn't know how to string, but I do. I guess my favorite knot is probably the SI, just because it's so universal, and it's just a really great knot, and it's really simple to do. Bandit Strings asks, if you didn't play lacrosse, what would you play?
I didn't play lacrosse. Badminton. No. I'd probably play. If I didn't play lacrosse, I'd probably play basketball.
Alright, if I didn't play lacrosse, so if I didn't play lacrosse, I probably wouldn't even play another sport, because I tried a lot in the past and I didn't really like them. Seb.Newton asks, what do you think of the Warrior Warp?
What do I think of the Warrior Warp? Personally, I really don't like the look of it, but everybody's like throwing so much hate on it, and like half you guys haven't even tested it. Personally, I've thrown with it. It's extremely consistent. Personally, I wouldn't use it though.
Yeah, I'm probably the same way as Brandon. It's an interesting product, a lot of technology, but I don't think it's worth the $250 price tag, even though it has like some crazy materials like Kevlar in it. But it is really consistent, like you just said. I just don't think it's worth the really expensive price tag.
Exactly.
JB20_ asks, what position do you guys play, and have you always played that position, or did you make a switch?
I play both midi and attack. I used to only play attack, and now I'm switching more just to midfield. I just prefer it better, like going down the alley.
I've always played midfield. I dabbled at face-offs a little bit, and then I kind of stopped after a while. So it's mostly just defensive midi and offensive midi. Chris W. Stone asks, what do you think are the top 3 underrated face-off heads?
You go first.
Probably my top 3, probably the original Under Armour Charge, the Gate XLU, or the Gate Recon XLU is probably the best on the market for face-offs, hands down. And then for a third one, what's a good other one? Oh, and the third one, definitely the Under Armour Vital. That's a really good face-off head because it's really narrow and it actually has a decent flex point.
Personally, I don't really know much about face-offs. I've never really gotten to face-off, but the few times I have faced off, I use the Recon XLU, and I agree with TJ totally. That head is amazing for face-offs, and it's so underrated. Everybody's all about like the CEO. You know, you got to try new things, and it's not nearly as expensive as like a CEO or another head that's extremely talked about.
Next question. Bar Down Strings asks, how long has Mako Sports been around? It came out January 1st, 2015. That's when it first launched. Super String Lacrosse asks, favorite shooter setup?
My favorite shooter setup is probably just one nylon, one straight, or one nylon and 2 straights. I rotate between those two.
My favorite one is definitely 2 stacked shooting strings as low as possible in the 4-inch shooting string rule, and then skip, and then a nylon. Gives you a lot of hold and a lot of whip. Peter Mass 4 asks, first head you ever strung, wet mesh, and pocket?
Oh god. You can go first.
Alright, so the first head I ever strung was my Nike Blur 10 was my first stick, and it was just atrocious. And I strung it with, I believe, some Warrior hard mesh from Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was just terrible. That was probably my first stringing.
For my first string job, I guess, it was in a STX AV8 complete beginner stick. I also used Warrior hard mesh, and then bright orange color, and my stick was all black, so it was terrible.
Let's see. Illinois Lacrosse asks favorite setup.
Like full stick.
Yeah, I guess.
Right now, I think my favorite setup is my Evo 4 on my Laxroom 7075 alloy. That stick is so light, it's amazing.
My favorite setup, probably Under Armour Command with Laxroom X Pro, and then probably on this shaft, which is the Maverick XL. I really like this shaft. Sure Shot Strings asks String King or ECD Mesh.
Now, are we talking about like the company or just the mesh?
Yeah, mesh, just mesh.
Laxroom.
Yeah,
My answer is Laxroom.
yeah, hands down Laxroom. No games. Alright, so P. Cooley 2 asks, where did the name Mako Sports come from? Mako Sports came from the Mako Shark, which is the world's fastest shark, and then I put that together with lacrosse being deemed as the fastest game on 2 feet, so I kind of put them together, and that's how we have Mako Sports. What has been your favorite experience so far making YouTube videos? Wait, who asked that? Who asked that again? Thunderstring asks, what has been your favorite experience so far making YouTube videos?
My favorite experience. You know, just making videos in general. It's always a great time when me and TJ are working together because we always have a laugh, we mess up, correct ourselves. It's always just a fun time. Any video we film.
My favorite experience making YouTube videos. Honestly, it's probably just the feedback we get from the videos. It's really nice to hear what you guys are thinking about the videos and if you like them or not. My favorite videos are the promos and the originals. Those tend to have the highest production value, and I think they come out the best. Obfibs4 asks, what's your favorite head?
CXAV8.
I wish.
My favorite head right now, you know, new heads are coming out, old heads are dying down, but right now I think my favorite head is the Evo 4X, and I really want to try out the Mark 1. I think that'll be a top competitor for me.
Alright. My favorite head, once again, is probably the Under Armour Command. I think it's just a solid head. It's just good at every position, and it's just a monster. But once again, like what Brandon said, I would also really like to try out the String King Mark 1. I think that's a really good head so far. James Kelly _22_ asks, Peter Pocket or traditional?
I had a traditional. I just don't have the patience to break it in. If I had the patience to break it in, I'd probably say traditional.
Personally, I like the single twist Peter Pockets. They just have like a lot of hold, and they're pretty easy to break in. So personally, I just say Peter Pocket. Superior _lax says, what is your favorite head and mesh to use in a tournament?
Favorite head and mesh. Probably the Evo 4 with Laxroom X Pro.
And once again, like I said, Under Armour Command, Laxroom X Pro mesh, and then a Maverick XL shaft.
He said shaft too. Thought it was just head and mesh.
Oh, whatever. Sack of Jawa asks, who was your inspiration for lacrosse, and who is your favorite major league team?
Inspiration for lacrosse. I think, from what I can remember, my first real inspiration for lacrosse was like Mark Matthews. I've always loved his style of play, and my favorite team is definitely right now the Atlanta Blaze.
All right, my inspiration, if I can think back that far, is probably like Kyle Harrison or Sam Bradman during those times, like Alex and Pro, like the 2012 TLN when TLM was kind of blowing up. So those are probably my biggest inspirations of lacrosse. And my favorite MLL team is honestly probably just the Charlotte Hounds, just because we're Charlotte locals. C.Angelina47 or C.Angelini47 asks, "What's your dream equipment and stick?"
Dream equipment.
I like to have my dream equipment.
I really want some Rome RX3 arm pads. Those are pretty sick.
I can get you some of those.
Stick, Mark 1, definitely. I really want one of those. And for shafts, I don't know, dude.
Alright. My dream equipment, the only dream equipment item that I really want is probably the Under Armour Engage gloves, because those are awesome. I'd probably try out those. And then for my stick, kind of like what Brandon said, probably just a Strinking Mark 1, because that head's insane. And then I'd probably just keep the same shaft, the Maverick XL. So that's it. Alright guys, thanks for watching our 1,000 subscriber Q&A for YouTube. It just means a lot for what you guys do for us. Stay tuned, we're going to do like a gear video for like filming equipment. And just stay tuned for new content coming out every Tuesday and Thursday. So thanks for watching.